From elephants to E. coli, hummingbirds to humans, cells make up every living thing. Hi, I'm Kobe for Sapiens Science, and today we're talking about the cell. Cells might seem really complicated because you can only look at them under a microscope, but actually they're just like a lot of things in the world around us. Take a town, for example. The town has different people and different organizations doing all sorts of different jobs to allow that town to succeed. A cell is the same way, except instead of organizations and people, we have organelles, or organs to a cell. Before we talk about cell organelles, it's important to understand the structure of a cell. A cell is surrounded by a cell membrane made of phospholipids. This membrane is semi-permeable, meaning it allows only certain materials in and out. This is like a town which has a few roads in and a few roads out, and only certain people and certain things can leave. This separates the cell from the surrounding environment. Cytoplasm fills a cell. This fluid provides structure to the cell and a place for all the other organelles to do their job. This is like open space in a town. It provides a place for buildings and people to interact and do what they need to do. One main organ is the nucleus. The nucleus is the control center. Take town hall, for example. Town hall is where all the decisions and all the laws about the town are made. From here, these decisions go out across the town and everybody follows them, telling the cell what to do, or the town what to do. The nucleus is the same way. It has DNA that has instructions for everything in the cell. Cells have something called the cytoskeleton, a series of structure that allows the cell to move. Towns don't move, so this is a hard comparison, but cytoskeletons are really important for cells that move and for providing structure. The endoplasmic reticulum is a series of connected tubes and tunnels made out of cell membrane that connects to the nuclear envelope, the surrounding of the nucleus. This organelle allows materials to move around the cell. Similarly, in a town, roads allow materials to move from one place to another. When you buy something online, it's sent to you via the post office or FedEx. Cells have their very own version of FedEx, called the Golgi apparatus or the Golgi complex. This organelle is a series of flattened membrane pancakes that has a receiving end and a transporting end. The receiving end is called the cis face, and the transporting end is called the trans face. This allows molecules and materials to be sent around the cell or out of the cell. I bet you don't think about it, but you use electricity all the time. You're using it right now to watch this video. Cells need energy too. Cells get their energy from mitochondria, organelles that break down sugar into other forms of energy in a process called cellular respiration. Mitochondria are like little power plants, converting energy from one form into another, like a power plant. Plants are a little different. Instead of ingesting their food and energy somehow, they create their own sugar through a process called photosynthesis. This happens in organelles called chloroplasts, which take energy from the sun and convert it into sugar. Chloroplasts are like little solar panels in the cell. They provide the cell with energy from the sun, like solar panels provide houses and businesses with energy from the sun. On the topic of plants, plant cells have an additional structure to the cell membrane called the cell wall. This rigid structure provides the plant with the support it needs to become 100-foot tall trees. Plant cells also have something called a vacuole. A vacuole is this big bubble of water surrounded by cell membrane that is in the middle of the cell. The vacuole stores water and provides structure, just like a water tower stores water in the town, providing it when it's needed. Just like towns, cells have waste that needs to be taken out and recycled. This is done by an organelle called the lysosome, which breaks down materials and recycles it. Lysosomes are membranes surrounding a series of chemicals that break down materials. Last but not least is a small organelle called the ribosome. Ribosomes are found throughout all cells, and they do possibly the most important job. They create proteins. Proteins do all the work in a cell. Ribosomes are like people in a town. These people create, design, and teach everything that happens in the town. They make the town work. Just like ribosomes create proteins that make the cell work. Studying cells might seem pointless and boring, but in fact, the study of cells is vital to our understanding of medicine, energy, and a whole range of other topics in science. Cystic fibrosis, a disease that afflicts 20,000 Americans, is caused by a misfolded protein in the structure of the ER. This tiny mistake in the cell structure causes a deadly disease. By studying the cell and the endoplasmic reticulum, scientists may one day find a cure or a treatment for cystic fibrosis. A huge problem with the world right now is energy. Where do we get it from? How do we make enough? And how do we do it without hurting the planet? A possible solution is synthetic photosynthesis, man-made photosynthesis. To achieve this, scientists must study chloroplasts and plant cells to understand how photosynthesis works and to replicate it in a lab environment. This could solve our energy crisis. Because cells are the basis of all life, they are really important for understanding all of biology and applying it to the real world. What do you compare a cell to help you understand it? Let us know in the comments below. Also, please rate and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and keep questioning.